The Sonopar Junior Committee for North America consisted of 8 individuals. We have Francisco Toledo from Alcione, Mexico. We have our president, Amy Bauer, out of Brook Electric in Chicago. We have Jason Mandruziak out of Calgary, and he works for Valen. Don Fish. Kelly Lang, representing OneSource Distributors as well. Josiane Lemay out of Lumen in Montreal. And we have Mark Robertson, who's out of JustCan, Toronto, Canada.
Sitting down and meeting with the leadership team of Sonopar, going over our projects, and getting to meet the second-year members was a great start to this program.
Heading to my first ever SLM was an exciting and exhilarating experience.
During the Sonopar leadership meeting in Carlsbad back in March, we were presented 2 case studies. From there, we determined what we would be doing and why and where we'd be traveling to based off the 2 topics we were given. The first revolving around logistics and the various logistic practices that exist within the Sonopar operating companies within North America, as well as transfer of knowledge.
We decided to visit OneSource one month later.
OneSource in San Diego was a great place to start gathering information for our logistics topic.
Our visit to Oceanside was another opportunity for all of us to get to know each other.
The personal profiles we completed at OneSource gave us great insight on how to work together.
Starting off at OneSource and understanding the warehouse management system that they use was a great start to our logistics project. After our first trip in San Diego, laying the groundwork for what was to come, our trip to Montreal really started getting things in motion.
In our next trip in June, we visited Lumen in Montreal.
Seeing the plans for the new CDC at Lumen showed some of the great possibilities for automating the logistics center for the future.
After spending time at Lumen and discussing the warehouse management system and automation that was going to be in the new CDC, really helped me put an understanding of what the future of logistics is going to be.
They are planning the move, if not already currently in their move, to a new, from scratch custom warehouse that'll cater to their needs, their future needs, and their customers' needs.
I really enjoyed the Montreal trip because of their food, because of their landscape, because of the people who live there. After Montreal, we decided to visit Boston. In Boston, we had 2 things to do.
We were able to not only conference call with a financial services firm, Heritage, we have our sister company, Northeast, right up the road. And so we thought we'd take advantage of the location there and pay a visit to Mr. Don Block. After discussing Heritage's philosophy regarding transfer of knowledge and meeting with Mr. Don Block and Kathy O'Rourke from Human Resources at Northeast, we went back into the war room. We started consolidating all our notes so that we had a more finite picture as to what our presentation would look like.
As a group activity, we went to a Red Sox game, and it was a wonderful experience.
We had a great time as a group and getting out there, getting to know each other again, and building that team spirit. Following our Boston trip, we felt like we had a great amount of information. It was just a matter of organizing that into a presentable manner. And so Mr. Jason Mandruziak from Valen, he set up a trip to a beautiful town outside of Calgary, nestled in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains.
Calgary was a great place to consolidate our data and start putting our story into words.
Our time in Calgary was really spent bogging down and working on the project. We took all the information and began to make sense of it.
It was unbelievable, it was breathtaking, it was natural, but very refreshing because it was different.
As you know, I come from Mexico, and in October we decided to visit Calgary. It was an amazing thing for me because it is a totally different city. In Calgary, after 2 hard days, our friend Jason took us to the gondola. We visited that beautiful place that has a lot of mountains, snow, and the nature is huge. Now we are in Chicago and we are working together in order to finalize our presentation.
Our trip to Chicago allowed us to test run our presentations.
Here we are in Chicago, bringing the final stages of our presentation together, really looking forward to seeing everyone in Miami.
We all determined that it was essential to do a practice run of our presentation, and in order to do that we needed an audience, and Brook Electric was very kind to set aside time and room for us to go ahead and present in front of them. As a year one, we were tasked with this introduction and just making sure that we covered what we did in Europe on our first trip to Paris and what we've done since then, from San Diego to Montreal to Boston to Canmore to Chicago and now here in Florida.